So we have discussed the organization based on the functional specialization. Another type of organization is, and this you will find uh, that it is a product based global organizational structure. This is more suited to those organizations who have a wide product portfolio. They are into, say, uh, maybe food products, they are into personal care products, they are into services. A good example would be something like Procter and Gamble, a company like, say, Unilever, Reckitt and Benckiser. So these are some of the organizations which come to my mind, or Reliance, for that matter, Wipro. So these are some of the organizations which have a wide product portfolio, and in such a situation, a suitable structure which is suggested or which is often chosen by the companies is to have a product based structure wherein the organization, as you can see here, that under the president you have vice president for product group 1, then vice president for product group 2, and so on. And then under the vice president for individual product groups, you have then the domestic managers, and for the different subsidiaries, right? So in such a situation, in the previous case where we were talking about the division based on the functional specialization, that was now it's being replaced by what you call as the product specialization. And this may be more relevant, especially because what we see here, that the divisions are being made according to the products or services. So this is a more focused approach. The managers, they are focusing only on their product areas, and this calls for what you call as a product specialization. And again, the divisional goals are clear. It provides motivation for the divisional managers. Decision making authorities also, they are all specialized, whether you're vice president, whether you're president, everybody specializes in that particular product area or service area. So in such a situation, it becomes easier to serve your market. It becomes easier to be more responsive to your market with respect to that specific product division, specific product. You maybe say, for example, a product range, say if you are in the product division of, say, personal care products of Unilever, so you are taking care of only that particular product range, and so you will be serving the dealership network and the distribution network only for that particular product, and you will be more responsive to the customers and their issues or complaints related to that particular product. However, in such a situation, there is a problem of what you may call as duplication. The managers who are taking care of the personal care products, they are also selling their products through the same distribution network. There are managers who are, in charge of, say, the laundry and detergent products. They are also selling their products through the same distribution network. So they are trying to push the products through the same distribution channel, and sometimes it does lead to some kind of duplication of efforts. And at the same time, especially when it comes to the recovery of revenue or the outstanding from the distribution channel members, so it does lead to some kind of conflicts between the managers of the same company, but they belonging to the different product divisions. So that is also an issue, right? So in fact, as I was saying, it's mentioned clearly that no formal means by which one product division could learn from another's international experience. There is a loss of what you may call a synergy. There is no synergy in their efforts, and especially, I mean, at times there is a loss of proper communication. That is also a major issue. Before we wind up, the third category is the area-based global organization structure or the region-based. In such a situation, the organization is structured or it is divided on the basis of the regions or the geographic area where that particular organization is being represented. So here you see that on top you have the president, and then you have vice president area 1, vice president area 2, vice president area 3, and under them you will find the different functional heads which will be looking after the different managerial or the functional the different areas of that particular region. In such a situation, the only important thing which I personally feel that within that particular region, because now you have a regional manager or you have a regional vice president who is at the top, so there is a better coordination among the different business units. It permits growth without loss of control. There is greater accountability. The division goals are clear, and they provide motivation for the regional management, right? And it you can say that to a certain extent it is a mix between centralization and decentralization. I mean, most of the authority is delegated to the regional vice president or the regional manager, and that person is having the authority over most of the matters related to that particular regional area or the region where the different subunits of the organization are located. However, again, the major drawback of this area is that there's a potential for duplication of work among the areas as the company locates similar value activities in several places rather than consolidating them in the most efficient place. So that is obviously there. You need to be, more, you need to take care of such issues, right? And one last thing is the matrix structure, where it is like, it is like the product structure which is superimposed over the geographic area structure. So in such a situation, the issue is what we find that the divisions are according to the major task of the organization, plus also on the basis of the region. So what we find that this kind of a structure is more suited to the project kind of setting where you have a project and organizations like Larsen and Toubro or other engineering firms, they are more suited to such kind of a structure, because once they have a project in a particular place, so they will work there for the time till the time the project is completed, and then they will move to another place. But in such a situation, there is a major drawback that a person is unable to understand that whom he or she has to report. I mean, on one hand, there's a functional area head. If you belong to the marketing, so you will report to your marketing superior or the boss. But at the same time, you also have a regional head. So whether you will be reporting to a regional head. So in such situation, the reporting relationship is, it increases. I mean, and at the same time, this does lead to a lot of duplication of efforts, and sometimes it does create a issues, especially when the communications are not clear. And that's why it is needed in such kind of structures that there should be a high degree of coordination and cooperation between the top level managers. So this is where I will stop today. And next time when we meet, I'll give you an assignment which will make these things clear. Okay. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.